Hi everyone, we're Pop Couple. I'm James.
Lisa.
And we're here to do our NYCC prediction video for Funko.
Yes.
So we did this last time with SDCC, and what we do is we go through each of the pops that are available, and we provide our prediction on what we think will sell out from the Funko shop, what won't sell out from the Funko shop, and then what you might have a difficult time getting from the shared places. So with that, I think there's still a couple that we're not sure, 100% sure where they're going to be. I think for the most part, most of those we can guess are probably going to be the Funko shop online.
Yeah.
But with that, we'll go through, we'll do like we did last time, have a little picture show up so you can see what we're talking about, and we'll go from there.
Correctamundo.
So with this, I didn't do a count. There are a ton of pops again.
We could do it.
So there's 63 items at NYCC from Funko. There were, I believe, 75 at SDCC.
Yeah.
So they didn't quite match the number, but there is still a ton.
Shouldn't be. Like, that's ridiculous.
Right. There's still a ton. Again, they have an interesting compilation of items,
Correct.
I would say. So they've got some of the older, more nostalgic for some people, along with newer stuff as well. So let's get into it. So we're going to start off with the couple of Amazon exclusive, or Amazon shared.
Yes, which have already gone live.
Yes, they did already go live. So with that, I believe that they start shipping on Thursday or whatever.
I believe so.
So, so the first one from Amazon is the Tony Stark with the glove with the Infinity Stones in it.
Yeah.
This one, unmasked. So this one, I fully expect it to sell out from the Funko shop. No questions asked.
Amazon. Oh, you mean Funko Shop at Con?
Yes,
Excuse
at
me.
Con.
I was thinking Funko Shop, like, get on your phone.
I would expect that
it sells out
at
at Amazon.
Amazon as well. This is one that I know a lot of Funko collectors were looking for with Endgame coming out after watching it, thinking this would be an amazing pop. So yeah, I expect this one to pretty much fly off the shelves.
I would agree with you. It already sold out on Amazon the first time. It will re-release on Amazon, so don't get sad about that, I guess I'd say. So you'll have another chance, it's just you gotta be quick.
Yes.
And it's under, like, the word lemon, I think, if I read it correctly. Like, the description is never, you can search, like, Tony Stark with Infinity Gauntlet pop from NYCC. It's, like, under Lemon 1 or Lemon 2.
Gotcha.
Go on IG, you'll see the links.
Yes. The next one is Dummy.
So Benson is his
Benson?
name.
Oh, sorry. Benson. This is from Toy Story 4. Again, we haven't seen Toy Story 4 yet. I know that we will watch it eventually. This one,
it's creepy.
It is a little creepy looking. I don't expect it.
It sold out already on Amazon.
So it sold out on Amazon? Okay.
Again, though, it'll re-release, and I feel like there'll be enough to go around.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be super popular at the con, in my opinion. But he was the 1 in 72 mystery mini in the series. Not as creepy looking in the mystery mini, sorry, it's over that way, that it is in the pop, but I think you'll be safe to be able to order it on Amazon down the road. Right. Just my opinion.
Next up, we've got Edgar Allan Poe, who is a BAM shared. This one, so I believe he's part of the Icons line, or do they do another line?
Did they start an author line? Or I don't remember which. I think it might be Icons.
So he's either part of the Icons line or it's another line that they're doing. I don't expect this one to sell out. The shelves. It's one of those where he's a literary icon.
It's October.
It's October, so I mean all that kind of plays into things. I just don't see it going crazy. That's all.
Usually human pops like that, in our opinion, aren't things that end up very popular because most human pops, like reflecting a human person, they're not as distinguishable from another pop that they could have made.
Right.
Like obviously Tony Stark is a human, but he's in an Iron Man suit, so you know what it is.
Right.
Versus Edgar Allan Poe, if I didn't know that this was Edgar Allan Poe, I'd stare at it and I'd be like, guy with a mustache, maybe someone from Godfather. Like, so I don't think it's going to be super popular. I think you'll be able to get it at BAM, not with a huge issue. If you're buying it at the con, I don't think it's going to be a big issue for him. That's just our opinion. Okay, so the next one that they have on the list is a Walgreens exclusive. It's Captain Marvel. They called it her first appearance, I guess.
So it's actually a guy at this point in time.
That's a dude? Oh. Okay. I didn't know. You can't really tell
wrong,
too much.
But
okay.
If I remember right, originally Captain Marvel was actually a man.
Interesting. I didn't know that. They made a gajillion Captain Marvel, not Marvel, pops. I don't anticipate, in my opinion, this one being one that's going to be super hard to get in terms of if you order it online from Walgreens.
Right.
Walgreens does not stock their stores typically with con pops. Typically you just order it online and that's the way you get it. Their shipping has never been amazing, so prepare for a bump, a ding, a crease, a crinkle, as Luau says. But I anticipate you'll be able, if you want this one, to be able to get that one fairly easy. Same with at the con. I don't see this one flying off the shelves.
Right.
So.
Next up, we've got a 2-pack. We have, so the next few will be FYE exclusives. We've got Bluntman and Chronic.
Yes.
So these, I do think they are going to sell relatively quickly at the Funko shop and at FYE. So this is a set that you've got a lot of people who are very nostalgic about the Jay and Silent Bob movies, Kevin Smith movies in general, and these two characters, Bluntman and Chronic. A lot of people were excited to see these. So I do think that these are going to sell out pretty quickly. Yeah. So if
even their older pops, which right here, so we have Jay and Silent Bob on our wall already. They're not cheap anymore.
No.
So I anticipate these ones being harder to get, number one, and gaining some quick value. So kind of like the King and Kodos or like the Up 2-pack that came out at SDCC. These two will probably have the same allure to a consumer. So I think these ones will be, if you want it, you better jump on it to try and get those.
Yes, so, totally agree.
I don't know who that is.
I believe that's Deborah Harry.
Who's that?
Lead singer of Blondie.
Go ahead.
So I believe the next one, FYE, is Deborah Harry, lead singer of Blondie. Was also a Playboy Playmate prior to being in Blondie. So this is one, so as Lisa so eloquently showed, no idea who she is.
I didn't know who that was.
I mean, I'm familiar with Blondie. Another one that I don't think is going to be a crazy seller.
If you collect pop rocks, you'll probably buy it.
Right.
And that'd be the thing that I think of.
Right.
But if you're not a pop rock collector, or you're not from the early 90s, late 80s,
more like late 70s.
Late 70s, early 80s? Okay. If you aren't from back then, you probably don't know who it is either. And again, just like I said about human pops, you could mistake her for somebody else.
Very easily.
I know I was going through some of our pops we're trying to get rid of, and I was like, oh look, that new one, whoever she is, looks like Claire from Modern Family that we're trying to get rid of. You know, so the mold becomes very similar and not as exciting when it's just a regular human pop, in our opinion.
Yes.
So next we have Vampire Burns. Is that what it's called?
Something like that. Mr. Burns.
It's Mr. Burns is a vampire. It's from The Simpsons. I do think that this is also going to be a more difficult one to get. There are a lot of cult followers, I guess you'd say, of The Simpsons, specifically the Treehouse of Horrors, which is where this pop derives from.
Right.
I would say if you want it, you better jump on it. I do think it will sell out at the Funko booth at the con.
Yeah.
But I also think you'll still have, if you're there and you want it, you'll probably get it through if you got the lottery. Right. Not one that's going to disappear before all the lottery endings or lottery winners go through. So we'll go through our wants later. But but yeah, I think you'd be safe to jump on it right away and go get that one from FYE.
Right.
FYE is very difficult when it comes to purchasing during con times, also because their site crashes every time.
Yeah.
Multiple times when you think you don't have it in your cart, you actually have it in your cart, and you end up buying 4 of them. And I've heard that story I don't know how many times from people. So just be aware of that, like when you're purchasing the FYE pops, that if you're going back and forth because of the error loading pages, you potentially have a bunch of them in your cart and you're buying them all.
Yes. So next we've got some Barnes & Noble exclusives. The first one is Missandei.
Missandei or Missandei, yeah. Something like that.
So Game of Thrones.
I don't remember.
So she was Daenerys' right-hand lady.
Yep.
Spoiler alert, last season dies.
Yeah. Her head should have been removed in this pop.
So,
kind of like the
Headless Ned Stark.
Headless Missandei.
Yes.
Missandei? Something like that.
I do expect, well, it's hard to say. So at one point in time, I would say I would have fully expected this to just fly off.
Right. But However, Game of Thrones is over.
Game of Thrones is over, and a lot of people were upset with the way that Game of Thrones ended. And you've seen a lot of Game of Thrones pops actually fall in value, potentially because of the upset about the way it ended. However, I do think this will be a relatively popular pop.
Yes.
I can see it probably selling out at the Funko booth.
Right.
I think you'll be able to find it at Barnes & Noble for a little while if it's one that you're interested in.
And the thing with Barnes & Noble is usually within the first week of the con, they'll do a deal where it's like 3 for $30 or 3 for $27. So if you go into your Barnes & Noble and they have a plethora of all of these, just wait a few days. There will be a sale, and those will apply to the sale.
Right.
So next one we've got is the AIDS guy, Keith Haring. Doesn't he draw like AIDS things for AIDS awareness?
I think so. I find it interesting that's how you always refer to him.
Because that's exactly what I think of when I think of him, and like I thought he was a big artist during the AIDS movement.
I think yes, I believe that is correct.
Not that I don't know if he has AIDS, but I mean he's an artist and he did stuff during the AIDS movement. He does those little like repetitive figures,
right?
Basically. Yes. So I know who he is. It's not a pop I want. It's not a pop. Well, we'll talk about that later. I keep saying that. But at the same point with him, I don't think it'll be difficult to buy him at Barnes & Noble's, and I don't think it'll be difficult to buy him at the booth.
Right.
So on to the next.
Next is a 2-pack. Green Hornet and Kato. I'm pretty sure if you want 5 of these, you're going to be able to get 5. This is one of those lines where I question what Funko is thinking when they do it.
Keep doing it.
Because these just don't sell.
No. And they hold no value.
And it was a fun TV show in the 70s, but outside of that, it's just if you want the 2-pack of Green Hornet and Kato, pretty sure you won't have a problem getting it. And
you probably could get it from someone who went to the con for retail because this isn't going to go up.
Yeah.
So, with shipping, obviously, but we aren't. Yeah, I can't.
No.
Next one from Barnes & Noble is Argus Filch with Mrs. Norris from Harry Potter. Barnes & Noble usually always has the Harry Potter pops when it comes to cons. So I'm surprised they didn't have both, but they at least have the one. I do anticipate this one selling, but I don't anticipate it flying off the shelves.
Right.
So I anticipate if you go to Barnes & Noble, you are going to be able to get your hands on one. If you order one online the night of, you will be able to get one. Or if you go to the Funko booth, you probably will be able to get it there too. He is a known character. He does have mystery minis made of him. This would be the first pop that is made of him. Yes. So that is alluring to the Harry Potter collector or the completionist, as I am, and I have them all, so I'm going to get it no matter what. But I don't think you'll have a problem.
Right. Next up, and the last one for the Barnes & Noble is Donald Duck as a fireman. I know there are a ton of Disney fans.
Yes.
So I think that's where this one potentially sells out.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be one of the sooner sellouts. I think it's going to be one that takes a little bit to get there.
I I don't think it'll hang around Barnes & Noble for very long, in my opinion.
I agree with that.
Yeah. Because it addresses, well, being that one of the next coming pops that we'll talk about is a police officer. He's a fireman, even though it's not a human like the Freddy Funko. I think it'll allure to the Disney collectors as well as it's going to allure to like firemen in general, or people that support firefighters. You know, so I do think it'll sell out at Barnes & Noble. I think it'll sell out at the booth, but I think it'll take a little time to sell out at the booth. So. Next one. We believe it's Captain Marvel. We forgot to pull up all the names again. Surprise.
Duh. So this one is a Funko shop.
I don't think it's going to sell out.
I don't think it's going to sell out. Again, it's Marvel.
There's a lot of them.
There's a lot of them. I know that like the Gamora first appearance pop
I didn't know it was
from
Gamora.
last one didn't sell crazy or anything like that. I know that they're doing a lot of the first appearance ones because it's Marvel's 80th anniversary. So that's why I just don't see this one being a crazy popular one.
I think if you want it, you won't have a problem buying it from Funko Shop. If you're at the con, you probably won't have a problem there either. Next, there is Babe Ruth. So he is a Funko Shop exclusive as well. I do anticipate him selling out from the Funko Shop more than any of the other ones that are at the Funko Shop.
Yeah.
I don't anticipate, well, he's New York, right?
He is.
So being that the con is in New York, I guess a good handful of individuals would help sell this one out at the con booth as well. Right. Simply also because he is a New York player, it's in New York, and you don't have to collect Funko to want to collect Babe Ruth.
Right.
Makes sense? So I do anticipate this one selling out, so I'd probably grab it if you want to grab it. So, all right. So last one at the Funko Shop are the 3 5-stars from Scott Pilgrim.
Yep.
We don't, even though we know Funko enjoys making a lot of Scott Pilgrim, we don't anticipate these selling out at the booth or at the Funko Shop, merely because they're 5 stars.
Yeah.
It's really the reality. 5 stars don't sell that well. They usually sit on the shelves for quite a bit. So if you want them, I don't think you'll have an issue getting them. Nor, you know, if you wait a little bit, I think you'll be fine. You could get a free shipping weekend.
Right.
So, on to the next.
So the next one is, so this one doesn't show where it's going to be shared with yet. I would expect it will be a Funko Shop as well. It's Freddy Funko as a police officer. Yep. So, I mean, we're in New York. It's Freddy Funko. He's a police officer.
It's gonna sell.
I expect this one to sell. It may not be a fast seller, but I think it'll sell.
It'll sell out.
And I think it'll sell both at the booth and, again, making the assumption that it's the Funko Shop, I assume it'll sell out there as well. So, yeah. With that, I'll talk about the next one because it's really more my area. So we're getting into the Hot Topic exclusives or shareds now. And the first one that we've got here is Dobby from My Hero Academia. So this one, My Hero fans have been asking for villains for a while now. We're starting to get some, and this is one that I know that a lot of people have been looking forward to being able to get. I expect this one to sell out from the booth relatively quickly. Yes. Also at Hot Topic as well. Yeah. With this one, the only thing I would say is the blue flames should have been glow in the dark. You know, one of those where, and it might end up being like a Todoroki, where originally it wasn't, but then they had an exclusive version that was glow in the dark. So, yeah, this one I expect to sell. So if you do want it, be on your game. Yeah.
Next, we got Groundskeeper Willie, also from Hot Topic. This one, just like I said about the Vampire Burns one, I do think will sell out both at Hot Topic and at the booth. So if you want it, I would also say on this one, jump on it, especially if you are a big follower of Simpsons.
Yes. So the next one is a character from Doctor Who. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure who he is.
He's from Doctor Who.
He's from Doctor Who. With that, the Doctors have sold pretty well and been popular. A lot of the other characters don't follow that same path. No. So I don't expect this guy to move.
He's also not an attractive pop.
True. True.
People, in my opinion, go for cute also. He is not cute.
Yeah. Now there is the big Doctor Who following, so
Yes.
they may be after it, but I think this is one that if you want it, you're going to be able to get it.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know who the next one is.
I believe that is Huntress.
Who's Huntress?
So she's from DC. She is one of the quote-unquote birds of prey. She can be a villain, she can be a hero. She's one of those types of characters. Again, so people who really like DC, especially like the Batman, Green Arrow type characters, I'm sure she'll be popular with them. This is another one I don't see really selling out. No. So if you're looking at Huntress, you'll likely be able to get her. Yeah. And maybe that's just me because I'm not a big DC fan. Yeah. I just don't see it. Typically I'll see Marvel moving way faster than DC.
Right. But I think there's a lot of pops in here that we would not collect that we know are still going to sell really fast.
This is true.
Like the next one.
Yeah.
Who I don't know which one it is, but it's Dragon Ball Z.
I believe that is Vegeta over 9,000.
There we go. So he is a Hot Topic exclusive shared. He will sell out. That is my prediction. If you go to Hot Topic, he will sell out quickly. If you go to the booth, he will be selling out quickly.
Yep.
Anime fans, they're huge followings of Dragon Ball Z. They always sell out. Yes. So if you want it, you better jump on it and be quick.
Yes.
So the next two are Shrimp Rick and Shrimp Morty.
Yes.
They're not cute pops.
And again, just like the Rick and Morty pops from SDCC, I don't expect these ones will be selling out. You'll be able to get them. I know Rick and Morty is a relatively popular animated show, but yeah, it is one where they have done so many.
And the thing that I think is hard is it's the same character over and over and over and over again. In comparison to like Harry Potter, where it's like there's so many characters to pick from,
right.
For instance, versus Rick and Morty. I don't know how many characters are in that show, but they always do Rick and Morty.
Well, yeah.
So I don't think they're going to sell out.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I'll let you do this next one.
Next one is 6-inch Madame Maxine from Harry Potter. I want it. I hate bigger pop. We're trying to steer away from the bigger pops. I'll end up getting it. Do I think she'll sell out immediately? No. I don't think she'll stay on the shelves very long at Hot Topic, but I think you'll have the chance to get her. At the con, I don't think she's going to sell out really quickly either. She was only in one of the 7 movies, or 8 movies if you count the last one as 2. So, kind of obscure character in my opinion, other than the one movie she was in. So, people want her if you collect Harry Potter, if you're big followers, but I don't anticipate it being rough to get.
Right. Well, I think the big thing with her is the newer Harry Potter pops that have released are all Yule Ball.
Right.
And that's the movie
where
that she's in.
Yeah.
So it
makes sense.
Yeah, it's the Goblet of Fire.
Yeah,
so.
It makes sense, but it's just one of those like, do I think it's gonna go crazy? No.
Right. Next up, we have the Up House with Kevin. I think this will sell. However, it is huge.
Yeah.
So I think the bigger reason it sells is because of Kevin.
Yeah.
Not so much the house.
I want Kevin.
And if this is the way to get Kevin, you're buying the house with Kevin. So I think this will move. I think the size is going to be the thing that deters people quite a bit.
It is 19 inches. So it is very similar to that new Batman that's coming out, which is a 19-inch pop. So I'm wondering if they're testing the market a little bit with an Up character. So here's the issue. If you're collecting Up, there's not much to collect.
Right.
And so with this one, despite the fact that it's 19 inches, most of us have nowhere to put a 19-inch pop.
Right.
We'll still end up buying it because we've collected Doug, we've collected Carl, we've collected Russell, and we've just got the 2-pack from SDCC, you know? So it makes sense to buy it for those of us who have all bought it. So I don't think it'll sell out at Box Lunch. But I do think you'll have a chance to go get it.
Yes.
If you can fit it in your house and in your car on the way home. So, next we have got
Britta from Community. We don't watch Community. No idea
I don't think this is selling. It doesn't say where it's going to be shared with.
Right.
I don't anticipate this selling out. Again, back to our human comment. She looks the same as any other blonde.
Yes.
So if you like Community, you like Britta, you should be fine. No rush.
Right. Next one doesn't show where he is shared at either, but this is another artist. This is Jean-Michel Basquiat.
Don't know how to pronounce it. Sorry.
So, not familiar with his work. Just know he's an artist. I think he's going to be kind of like Keith Haring, where if you want it, you should be able to get it.
Yes.
Yeah. I don't have much to say.
No, I don't either.
So, like I said, I'm not familiar with his work, so it's hard for me to
give a lot of
feedback on him.
The next three will go as a chunk.
Yeah.
Are Toy Tokyo exclusives. They are the Puffin Stuff guys, girls, gals, witches. Right. It looks like witches. There's
Witchy Poo. I don't know. Witchy Poo and two
other guys
with her.
So they just started with the HR Puffin Stuff at SDCC this past couple months ago. So they're adding to it. I don't anticipate these selling out, whether it's Toy Tokyo or whether it is the Funko booth. You shouldn't have a problem purchasing them. Toy Tokyo usually the next day or within the next week will offer a bundle deal where you essentially have to buy everything that they are selling, and they are selling a total of 5 pops. I don't anticipate it being too difficult this time around, only because the 5 pops that they have, I don't think any of them we're anticipating are going to be too popular. Yeah. So we'll start with, again, the 3 HR Puffin Stuff gang group, whoever they are. I don't think you'll have a difficulty if you want them.
I feel like the Toy Tokyo this time especially is very niche. Like it's a very niche market this time.
Yeah.
With the HR Puffin Stuff and the other couple that we'll talk about here in a second. Really, and then that niche is, I mean, people in their 40s and 50s.
Yeah.
And not to say that that's a bad thing, since I know the average Funko collectors are about 35 years old.
Right.
But it's just one of those that these aren't as familiar characters to a lot of us.
For younger generations, yeah.
But the next one is a Freddy Funko. It's the Ron English vinyl.
It's Gary Busey.
Lisa thinks it looks kind of like Gary Busey.
Looks very much like that was literally what I thought what it was. I've said that in live streams already. I was like, why did they make a Freddy Funko vinyl Gary Busey?
Yeah. So if you're familiar with the Ron English stuff, basically from here down is usually cut out and it shows kind of the skull, mouth and stuff in there. I know it's Freddy Funko, but it's a vinyl.
Yeah.
And it's one that, unless you like this particular artist's work
or know his work at all,
again, you're probably not going to go for it.
You'd be a little confused. So I don't think it'll be hard to buy.
I feel it's very niche.
Yeah.
Along with this next one.
Yep. Warriors.
So I guess I'll talk about this one again because I'm a little more familiar with it than Lisa. So this was a movie from like 78, 79, somewhere in there. Warriors, come out and play. Clink, 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 clink. Yeah, I know some people are very excited about this one. Yeah. There's a lot of people who are like, I don't know what the heck it is.
I wouldn't have either.
I don't think people are going to have a problem getting this one. Again, I think, like I said, with the Toy Tokyo, I think it's very niche.
Out of the 5, I think that'll be the most sought after, though.
I would probably agree with that. Yes.
Yeah. 5 meaning the 3 HR Puffin Stuffs, the Ron English, and him.
Yes.
So.
I guess I'm going to talk about the next one too, because that's right up my alley as well. This is the Back to the Future Marty McFly as Darth Vader from Planet Vulcan. I don't know how much of that's actually going to be on the box. It's Marty McFly when he's in the biohazard suit. It's Back to the Future. I think that right there is somewhat of the seller right there.
For sure.
This one, I believe, is going to go from the Funko booth, no problem. It doesn't say where it's shared at this point in time, but I would also say when we do know where it's shared at,
it'll sell out.
It's going to sell, so be prepared if this is one of the ones you're interested in.
Yeah, for sure. Next we have White Nick Fury.
So this is another first appearance.
So I've only ever seen Avengers movies. I've never read comics of any of that stuff. And I was like, when it said Nick Fury, I was like, why is he white? Like, Nick Fury is Samuel L. Jackson and he's black and he's in the movies. Like, totally confused.
Yes.
But, so James explained it to me. Do I think it'll sell out? No. I think you'll be fine to get it at GameStop, which is where it's shared with.
Yep.
I think you'll be fine to get it at the booth.
Yeah.
We'll leave it like that.
Next up, we've got Dark Phoenix. It's a t-shirt pop bundle.
Yep. They've done too much Dark Phoenix, in our opinions. In my opinion.
I agree. I agree.
Do I think it'll sell? Yes. Do I think it'll sell out? No.
Yeah.
I think just like the Ghostbusters pack that was at GameStop, I think this will sit at GameStop for a little while as well.
Yeah.
They have made countless Dark Phoenix pops with every piece and part of her glowing in a different pop.
Right.
Now I think this whole thing might glow is maybe it's just yellow and orange.
I think it's just yellow and orange.
Okay, it's just yellow and orange. But I don't think you'll have a difficult time finding this one. So Suzy Q, right? Suzy Q. So next
Stranger
is
Things.
the only Stranger Things pop that is going to be at the con, and is Suzy Q, who's Dustin's girlfriend. She's very cute. I think the pop is very cute. It's her with the microphone, if I'm not mistaken, when they were singing Neverending Story at the end. You know, spoiler. She is real. This one is shared with GameStop as well. I do think it's very cute. I don't think it's going to sell out immediately when it comes to either the con booth or to GameStop, only because there's a ton of Stranger Things pops. So she is the only one of her, so I think that will give some allure to it, but I think you'll be okay to come not immediately and buy that one. So.
Yes.
Cabbage Man.
So Cabbage Man from Avatar.
Yeah. I think it's a 6-inch.
Okay.
Also, I think.
I think it's just bigger because of the carts.
But I think the size is 6-inch.
Right.
I don't think this is gonna sell out.
Yeah, I'd be surprised, to be honest.
And I'm an Avatar fan. Like, I've watched the cartoon or the anime when it was out. I almost have all of them. There's a few key ones I'm missing just because I haven't been able to get my hands on him. I don't think this one is gonna sell out. I don't think this person played a big enough role to make enough people be like, ooh, I really want this one. Yeah. So I don't think at the con booth nor at GameStop you will have too much difficulty locating this one. Okay. You did the next one.
All right, so the next one is also from My Hero Academia. This is the other NYCC exclusive. This one is, again, shared at GameStop, but the Hero Killer Stain. This is a great looking pop. It's one of those that I think even if you didn't watch My Hero Academia, but you just liked kind of more unique looking pops, this would be one that you would go for. It's just cool looking. Again, this one I'm sure is going to, again, fly off the shelves at the Funko booth, as well as at GameStop. Yes. So if you're interested in this one, get it fast.
Yes. Next we've got Butt Stallion from Borderlands 3. I don't think this one's going to fly off the shelves, but I think it's a cool pop. Yeah. So at the con nor at GameStop, I don't think you'll have too much difficulty gathering this one. It fits a little bit of a different collector, someone who's also playing Borderlands, things like that. So very cute pop, but I don't think you'll have too much trouble getting it.
Yeah, I agree. Next, another very niche pop. Horror fans really like it.
Yes.
But the Killer Clown from Outer Space. This was, I think, a mid-'80s horror movie. Cult following on it. Yes. I think that there's enough people interested in it that it will sell well. I don't know that it'll sell out at the Funko booth or at GameStop.
I don't know. Part of me thinks it might, just because of the horror, and there's not as much horror selling, and it's October. I don't know.
So, like I said, I think it's going to sell.
Yeah.
I don't know about the selling out, so I think it'll sell really well.
Gotcha.
Again, I just don't know if it'll sell out.
It's a very odd-looking Funko Pop. I'll put it that way. It
looks like the Killer Clown from Outer Space,
but if you look at a typical design on a Funko Pop, it doesn't look like a typical design. Yeah. It looks more like a vinyl figure, like from the Glam.
True.
In terms of shapes and sizes. So, but Anyway, next is Piccolo from Dragon Ball Z. He will sell out.
Yep.
So if you want him, you should buy him.
Yes.
Whether that be at the con, you should try to get your hands on him, or whether that be at GameStop, where he is going to be shared with. He is going to sell out. Yes. Guaranteed.
Next is Daria from MTV.
Yep.
Again, I think we're going back to kind of that niche. People who really like Daria on MTV will probably try and get it. But I don't think this will be a crazy popular pop. I think at the con you'll be able to get it relatively easily at the Funko.
I think it'll be left over.
And same with the GameStop.
Yeah. All right, so the next one is a glow-in-the-dark Fortnite character. We don't play Fortnite and weren't familiar with the names, so I do apologize. We couldn't find it online. But it looks like a trooper, all in black. He glows in the dark. He's not going to sell out. That's our prediction. There's a lot of Fortnite. There's a lot of Fortnite on the shelves where you go, and I don't think that this one is going to be too difficult to locate at Target for all of you people who are going to try and find it. The next one is going to sell out.
I'll let you go with that one.
So the next one is the Statue of Liberty Hello Kitty. So they just released an entire new line of Hello Kitty pops. There are 5 of them plus 1 chase to go along with the original, I want to say 6 or 7 in the Hello Kitty series.
Something like that.
The original Hello Kitty series is sky high, like I think the lowest one is in the 40s, all the way up in the hundreds. This one, I believe, number 1 is going to be popular because it's Hello Kitty, and then there's a new line coming out. Number 2, it's a Statue of Liberty, and the con takes place in New York. So, and at number 3, it's just cute. So if you want the Hello Kitty, my suggestion would be to go out and go get the Hello Kitty right away. Again, this one is at Target, for all of you who want to go purchase it from the con. So usually they'll do online drops, so you'd be able to get it there, you'd be able to get it in the store, and I believe it will sell out at the booth at the con as well.
All right, so the next is another Target. This, if I remember correctly, is from Dark Crystal.
Yes.
It's the Wanderer and the Heretic. Again, I don't expect these to sell out.
I don't either. Number 1, they're ugly.
Well, I think they're sketties. So,
but I think the allure sometimes with pops is the visual appeal.
True.
I mean, Dark Crystal, yes, it just got a new Netflix series. Mm-hmm. So that is bringing a new audience back to something that hasn't been on TV or anywhere in 30 years, right? So possible, yes, because the old Dark Crystal pops from the original movie are actually going up right now. Right. So there is the possibility that if you are into the new Netflix show that you'd want to get these. I just don't see them selling out right away.
I don't either.
I don't see them selling out really quickly at the con, maybe just left on the shelves, honestly. I also don't see them selling out at Target very quickly. You'd probably be able to find them the next couple days, weeks afterwards, at least a couple hanging around. Right. So, just our opinion.
Yeah. Next, we've got Silver Chrome All Might, shared Funimation.
Yes.
This one I think will move. Again, it's my hero.
It will.
It'll be popular, but I think this will be similar to the other Silver Chromes that have been done with the Funimation, Ken Kaneki and Vegeta.
Yeah.
They made so many of them that there wasn't an issue of getting them.
No, supply and demand is,
Yeah, so I think this, again, it will be popular. No question about it. It will be popular.
It'll probably sell out at the con.
Yes.
Like, at the Funimation booth, it'll probably sell out. I don't think when you go online, you're going to have too much difficulty because the last 2, like, they sat online.
Right.
And there wasn't an issue in purchasing them. So I don't think you'll have too much problem in acquiring this one for your collection.
The next 2, I guess I'll probably talk about because I don't
know if you know who
Samurai Jack and Aku.
Okay. I didn't know the other name.
Yeah. So next is a 2-pack. We don't know where they're shared at yet. It's Samurai Jack and Aku. So if you're familiar with the Samurai Jack series, you know that that's the primary villain and the hero. With this one, it's hard to say. The reason I say that, I believe they're pops.
Okay.
I believe they're pops.
Okay. Because there's no vinyls, really.
Right.
So I was curious if that was a vinyl.
It's possible that it's a vinyl.
I don't know.
So Samurai Jack, it's been forever since it was actually on TV.
I remember hearing about it.
I know that they did a one season here a little while ago that was newer to help kind of close out the story. But again, I don't know. I want to say this will move, but I don't think it's going to sell out.
Fair enough.
So, and again, since I don't know where it's shared at, it's hard to say.
It doesn't say, yeah.
So, next up is Dwight Schrute from The Office.
Oh, The Office.
Yes, with his bobblehead.
The Office, come on. Like, I get it if you're an Office fan and you're like, woohoo, more Office Pops. We don't collect The Office.
No.
There are way too many Office Pops in a very short amount of time. However, with that said, if you're already collecting it, you're going to want this. Do I think it's going to fly off the shelves? Probably not. But I do think it'll sell.
Right.
Out. Just not immediately. So, I don't know. It doesn't show where it's shared with yet. So that also will definitely play into how quickly or easily you'll be able to get them. Or him. Yeah. But I think eventually it'll sell out, but I don't think it's going to be like a first rounder. Like, woo, everyone's going for Dwight.
Right.
So, yeah.
Next up is a Stanley. Walmart is where this one's shared at. It's Stanley. It'll move.
It's going to sell out.
It'll likely sell out. Funko booth and Walmart for sure. So. For
sure. And Walmart, you order it online before everybody else. Yes. And their shipping is questionable.
Yeah.
I've heard they've gotten better, but it's questionable sometimes. And with that said, I fully anticipate that one selling out because it's Stanley.
Right. I agree.
All right. Next, sorry, I was pulling up the Funko app on my phone. Space Odyssey, right?
Yes. So Dr. Frank Poole from 2001: A Space Odyssey. I know we commented before on this one that it feels very much like the either Hopper or Joyce in a Biohazard suit from Stranger Things.
Very much so.
If you're a big fan of 2001: A Space Odyssey, sure. I don't think this one's selling out. I think this one will sit there.
Yeah.
And again, this is one that, at least at this point in time, don't know who it's shared with.
Yeah, it hasn't announced it yet.
So.
I don't know who those next ones are.
Clyde and Dr. I was just looking at it. Clyde and Dr. Pat Pending. They are Hanna-Barbera Wacky Races.
Oh, those aren't going to sell out.
So those will likely not sell out.
My assumption is those are going to be Funko Shop also.
That would be my guess.
Yeah.
So the next few that we're going to talk about, I'm pretty sure will be Funko Shop.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure too.
So again, Clyde and Professor Pat Pending, I expect that they'll be sitting on shelves, and you won't have any problem getting them should you desire to have them.
Right. And I would say the same, in my opinion, would be true of Mimic and Pez Girl, which are the next two in line.
Yeah.
I think Pez Girl will be more popular than Mimic, but I don't foresee that either of those two are going to go very quickly. And I do think also those are probably going to be Funko Shop drops, not going to a store, because they're too Funko specific, in my opinion.
I would agree, especially at this point in time.
Yeah. So if you want them, I think you'll be able to order them from the Funko Shop. I don't think you'll have a problem. The next one is from Dune, correct?
Yes. So I may pronounce his name wrong. It's been forever since I've seen Dune. But I believe it's Fade Ratha, something like that.
I don't know.
I haven't watched Dune in forever. Again, we're talking 80s sci-fi movie. I don't think this is going to go anywhere. I think this is another one that, if you want it, you can, you'll be able to get it.
Yeah. The next three are variations of pigeons.
Yes.
From New York Comic Con. Those have to go to the Funko Shop. Those aren't going to go anywhere else. So with those three, I foresee them selling out at the con just because they're in New York. They say New York on them, stuff like that. I don't foresee them selling out online at the Funko booth, or excuse me, at the Funko Shop, assuming that's where they are.
Right.
So if you want the pigeons, you'll probably be able to get the pigeons.
Yeah.
So the almost last one. It was called Wrecking Ball from Overwatch.
So I have a feeling this will actually be shared with Blizzard.
That would make sense.
Because
it's Overwatch.
It's a 6-inch pop, so it's an oversized pop.
It's cute.
It is cute. I don't think it's going to sell out.
No, I don't think it's going to sell out either.
Again, I think it's one. It'll sell. It just won't sell out.
Yeah. I would agree.
So again, Overwatch fans and people who are really collecting the Overwatch pops, I'm sure that you guys will be picking it up. I just don't think this is going to be a crazy popular one. So the last couple are the ones that, at least at this point, have been identified as con exclusives, limited to, I believe they're both 1,500 pieces.
Both 1,500. However, there is rumor that Mickey Matterhorn is going to be shared with Disney Parks.
Which is interesting.
Because how do you do a 1,500 limited and then stick it in a Disney park? It's no longer 1,500.
It'll still be 1,500 at the con, so there'll be a difference between them.
Just a different sticker.
Yeah, probably.
Like a sticker that says 1,500 and then a sticker that says Disney Parks is my guess.
It'll be like the first release or whatever that they've done, like with the Darth Vader and the Sith Trooper and all that. Yep. Potentially. So since we already brought it up, Mickey Matterhorn, 1,500 piece. I'm not quite sure how big this one is.
I think it's 6-inch, if I read it correctly.
Okay, so it definitely looks like it's probably about a 6-inch size. Again, we're talking Disney. It'll sell. It'll sell out. Limited, and the 1,500 piece.
The desirability of having something that's 1,500 pieces from a con is a lot higher than anything else. Even if you really don't like it, people want it for the 1,500 sticker.
Right.
So
it'll sell out.
Yeah, it's gonna sell out. If you're and the only place right now you can get it for sure is the con. So if you're there and you can get one, you have Funko Lottery, buy it.
Yes.
So, and then the last one on this page is, what is it? Pink Chrome Batman, which on Funko App right now is already going for $370. And it hasn't even come out yet.
Yeah. So people. Why?
Right?
And it's not. It has nothing to do with. So we're not big. Again, we're not big DC fans. No. We don't really collect Batman. We know that there are a ton of people who really love Batman.
They got to complete the rainbow.
But why are you paying people for them when they haven't even got them yet?
Yeah. Well, I mean, lottery was announced for the legacy fans.
So some people are but. Again, you're still paying somebody for something that they haven't even received yet. So I don't understand, and that's okay. Pink Chrome Batman, it'll sell out, and people will pay a bunch of money for it.
There is a ton of them on eBay right now.
Yeah. So
all the way starting as low as $280, going all the way to over $500.
Anyway.
Crazy.
Yes. So again, I expect. Well, it'll sell out. No questions asked. So
Wow.
Anyway, there you have it. A monumentally long video on our predictions for NYCC. Again, there's a lot that we think will move, not necessarily sell out. There are definitely ones that we believe are going to sell out and sell out fast. And there's the other ones that we think are just going to kind of sit around. So, of course, we'll know more after NYCC. So we'll have the opportunity to be there on Thursday.
Yes.
And we can, from what we see on Thursday, we'll be able to kind of provide feedback. We'll be able to provide feedback on if some of our predictions were relatively accurate with the Funko booth. In the comments below, let us know, what do you think of our predictions?
Yep. Sorry if this is forever long.
Right. What are some of the ones that you're really looking forward to? We want to hear it. We want to know. Outside of that, if you enjoy our videos,
you listen to our dogs barking,
you like hanging out with us, please subscribe, hit that like button, and we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.